D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So, wowie, wowie, wow. What an ending to this boring story. I mean, okay. I just want to say that I don't understand how how anybody could think this was a good finale to this show. I mean, I have made it no secret that I don't like this show. I really have. But and I don't, and the thing is, I don't fault people for liking it. It's just I don't like it. I don't like it, and I can't like I just can't like what I don't like. That's just the end of that. Like I'm my problem with this show has not only been pacing, it's just been like everybody's like, oh, the world building. And I'm like, what world building? Like, what have they done what world have they built up that you want to go back to? What, Ferrix? Yeah, Ferrix has been really great so far. What, Mon Mothma's apartment on Coruscant? So great. I mean, even the stuff they could have done, like the Senate stuff, could have done that pretty cool. Didn't. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. The only stuff that I have found interesting is the Stalin Skarsgård's characters stuff. Like, I found that pretty interesting. And I'm all like, but at the same time, I'm all like, why don't you just create a show around him instead of Andor? Like, Andor is the lead of this show, and he's he's so boring. He's so boring. Characters, they just, and everybody's like, what about the character development? I'm like, what character development? What? Brix or Brex, whatever her name is. Yeah, her character development has been grand. What? Andor's character development? Yeah, because we know so much about him. I mean, come on. That Canary planet that they had in episode, what was it, 2? That fell off the face of the planet. I mean, we didn't understand. We didn't find out anything that went on with that planet. We didn't understand what happened to his sister. That's mystery. I'm pretty sure we're never going to find out where his sister is and who his sister is. I'm pretty sure. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Because this show has made me care about nothing. Nobody. I mean, it's a lot of speeches, and I'm all like, I just don't understand. Like Fiona Shaw, Aunt Petunia, why did she take this role? Her character sucked. And I was like, I don't know, man. And this finale was such a nothing burger. This finale was so bland. It was ridiculous. It's very obvious to me that Tony Gilroy doesn't understand Star Wars and doesn't know what Star Wars is about. He just wanted to make a science fiction TV show, and he used the Star Wars IP to do it. And I go, why? Because I'm sorry, this show is not good, and nobody's watching it. People are not watching the show. So, and they even said they're chasing their audience because there's no audience there. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this. Yeah. I mean, there's barely any. This one, the action sequence in this sucked. I'm just, I mean, I just don't understand. And you know, and I know you're gonna be all, because I've been, you know, people are like, well, you have no patience. You know, it's meant to be a slow burn. I'm all like, yeah, but the moments that are good in this show are so far and few between that I'm all like, the way to get there. Like, you know, there's that saying of it's the journey, not the destination. The journey sucks. It's so boring. And the destination sucks. So I'm all like, I do not care. I don't care about these characters. I don't care about this story. I'm going to cover season 2 because it's Star Wars, and me, like a little idiot, I have to watch everything Star Wars. I just have to, and I need content. But it's like Star Trek. I don't like Star Trek right now, but I have to watch it because it's like, this is like, how can I not watch Star Wars? Like, how can I not watch it? It's so it's like a tractor beam sucking me right in, and I fall for it every time. It's like a siren song, and it's calling to me, and I'm all like, I know I probably shouldn't because I'm going to drown, but I'm going to do it anyways. All right, that's enough of me ranting about this episode / show. Why don't we get into this breakdown? And I can tell you what, like, the certain thoughts of why I thought this was bad, because not all of it's bad. There is some good things, but like I said before, these breadcrumbs, but they're not even these like light posts of good scenes are so far and few between. Like I said before, that it's just like to get there is like, oh, can we hurry it up? And they're like, ooh, this is not too bad. And then it's like so short, and then it's like, oh, okay, let's come on. And they're like, ooh, it's just so. I'm just like, man, I am so not interested, so not interested, and I don't get how anybody like. I must not have a sophisticated enough palate for this these high class shows, you guys. All right, so now that I've done that, let me get to the business, and then we'll just do this breakdown. So before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine that don't do shorts get pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you in advance. So now that I'm done with that, let's get started on this breakdown. So it starts out with this guy, and he is this kid. And you remember his father owned that shop from seasons 1 through 3, or episodes 1 through 3, and he let Bix come in there and use his communication to get to Stellan Skarsgård's character. And then he was killed. He was questioned and then killed, because that's how they found Bix. And this is his son. And I'm all like, okay, it's his son. And he's building a pipe bomb. And so we go over here. This is Ferrix again. And this is the landing of oh, what is her name? Oh, goodness. I should have wrote it down, because I was like, I'm going to remember her name. It starts with a D, because she's a dick. I'm just gonna call her what I've always been calling her, Commander Bitchface, because that's what she is. Like, some people I say I have resting bitch face, but this woman's got just like all the time bitch face. Okay, so there's the hotel where they've set up headquarters, and there's Bix. She's being watched and everything, and she's all I can't remember what she says, but they're getting ready to. She's gonna go out on the streets to find Andor, and this guy's all like, they're preparing for the funeral. So he's building his little pipe bomb, and I'm assuming that's a picture of his dad right there, because that's his inspiration for his revenge. And then these people are all setting up for the funeral for tomorrow. And that's the communication guy. And they're just getting everything ready. I can't remember what these two talk about. But yeah, so there's the little spy guy. And then she notices that he's carrying her around. Because if you noticed, that was, hold on. Oh gosh, if this would just... That's the guy that's been spying on people, and then that's Lieutenant Bitchface, or Commander Bitchface, whatever she is. And then this is what's her face, the rebel, the blonde girl's girlfriend. So he's building his thing, and then this guy, he's talking to this guy, the communication guy, and he's all like, this is the guy that Andor owed money from episode 2, I think, with the alien, the only alien we've seen in this show. We've seen like 4 aliens in this show. One Twi'lek, and it was a hologram. Well, that's what I'm talking about. This show, like, no aliens, no space battles, barely any laser battles. I mean, I personally, like, I know a lot of people want lightsabers and stuff. Personally, I'm all like, okay, it doesn't have to have lightsabers, but no spaceship battles, no laser battles, pew pew, and no aliens. What? This isn't Star Wars. It's a mature Star Wars. It's an adult Star Wars. And then so he's all like, he's basically like, whatever it is about Andor, I don't want to know, because it just gets me in trouble. But then he ends up being a douche later and getting his comeuppance. Listen, you snitches get stitches and end up in ditches, and they deserve it. Okay. That's his dad. Yep, that was his dad. I feel bad for his dad, because his dad, like, he really didn't do anything wrong. He just let Bix communicate. And you know what gets to me is he told Bix not to do it that last time, and she did it anyways because she's dumb. Typical woman. You're so sexist. So then we hop over to Mon Mothma, who has been boring this season. And she looks great. That's a great outfit, great luxurious limousine and stuff. And her husband gets in, and she's all like, So she starts yelling at him, basically, not a raised voice. She's like, "Your gambling is getting out of control," and everything's like, "What gambling?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, and she says, "May you have some privacy, driver?" And she's all like, he's like, "Who has told you this? They are lying. I don't gamble. I haven't." And she's like, "And the money we lost, I can only imagine." And he's listening in, like, because he's a spy. She's all like, and he's like, "Tell me who is lying to you, and I will tell you why they're lying." And she's like, "Well, we can both agree that someone is lying." And she set this up, and we'll find out later, because that's going to how she's going to excuse the money away. She's going to excuse it away from because of his gambling. So then she's sitting here, and her girlfriend comes in, and she's all like, "There's a commander here. Commander Bitchface is here. I'm spying." She's like, "Come away from the window." And she turns around, and they're probably doing they're probably going to do the nasty, they're gonna bump uglies, although it's not ugly, if you get what I'm saying. Which I would have watched that over this nonsense. I would have watched a good Pornhub video over this. These two getting it on. Anyway, so then Andor sneaks into Ferrix. This is his dad's brick, because on Ferrix what they do is they turn your body into ash, and then they turn it into a brick, and then they put that brick into a building, so you become a part of Ferrix and the structure of Ferrix and everything, which is nice. I think that's a nice little a thing. But anyways, this is his dad's brick, and he has a memory of his dad, and he's cleaning this thing, and he's all like, "See this is 500 credits each. If you put it in this solution to clean it, it takes 2 minutes, no less, no more." And nobody looks at him because they're all rusty, and nobody looks at him and stuff. And I'm all like, okay, great. So he's having that little memory. Good for him. He sneaks into this junkyard with the dogs, and this guy, helps him out. Bix is sitting here. I think that but they don't really say anything, because I can't remember what they're talking about here, but I think this is where Anto Krieger, if you remember, I think this is the thing that Anto Krieger is going to go in and attack, and he's just watching the fallout, because I think he's all like, "Listen, I'm sending these men to their deaths. I need to stick around to see what's going to happen." And he's listening to the manifesto from that kid from episode 5 or 4 through 6 or whatever that died, and this is his manifesto, and he's voicing over the manifesto what it says in here, and hopefully he gets it out. So then we were looking at this, and she's talking to them about what they're going to do, and he's like, "We're going to have snipers," and she's like, "No snipers, just keep it contained." And so they're sitting here. This is like, a nice visual and stuff. But at the same time, I just go, I mean, who cares? Who cares if it's a nice visual? So then back on Andor, this is where he's questioning him about the money that he's been gambling away. And so he sorry, I was just checking my thing. Okay, sorry, I'm wasting time. And he's like, "This would explain the money in their bank account." So she's explained away the money that she's lost / got given to the rebellion, and it's a good plan. It's a good plan. Gambling. She's like, "If you're going to gamble," before she was like, "Go to Canto Bight. Don't do it on Coruscant." So yeah. So then he's like, "You're missing it." This little bald guy who's very unattractive. He's like, "You're missing it. Look, Anto Krieger, how many bodies?" He's like, 30, but we're not done counting and everything. And she's like, and then she's on the comms. She's very upset. And she's like, I wanted him alive." And he's like, "You do not understand. This is good for us. This makes us look good." She's like, "But I wanted him alive. I want to find Stellan Skarsgård, which is cool and everything. So he lands on Ferrix then, and he's going into town. This guy's spying and everything. He's in this tunnel where this guy's helping him to get his shit together. This guy comes, he's like, "Sorry about your mom. I'm here to help," kind of thing. Moving forward, because this stuff is like, these two come in. You got Serial, and then this little chubby dude. I don't know his name. I don't care either. They're going into Ferrix too. Everybody's meeting in they started in Ferrix, they're ending in Ferrix. I really hope we never come back to this planet. This planet is so boring. Like, yeah, this planet is boring. It's just a big garbage heap. I'm all like, nobody cares. So he knows he's here, and he goes and she's all like, "Did you come here to?" They're just trying to find him Andor to kill him. I just don't remember what they say because it doesn't even matter. It's not. This is not a good scene. So they're preparing their instruments, which look like, Earth instruments, which is fine, I guess. And everybody's preparing for the funeral, getting all in their Sunday best. They start the hammering of the thing, which I actually like this part where this guy comes out and it's like a traditional thing every day to just come out and hammer the stuff away. I like that, but it's like, so, so they're doing their funeral march kind of thing. And they're preparing to, cause they're containing it into one little spot. And they get their containing thing, and he sees him, and he comes up to him, and he's all like, "Hey, I think, what's his face is here," and he's just like, he arrests him, and I'm all like, "That's what you get, dum dum." And so they come in, they bring in the robot, and then okay. So they go in to try to get, they go into his apartment to see if Andor's there. And so then she realizes that he's not there. Look at resting bitch face. Look at Commander bitch face. She's just such an angry person. Whatever. Oh, so he sneaks into the hotel. Sorry. So he sneaks into the hotel because that's the pipe, the little tunnel that his mom told him about, his Aunt Petunia told him about. So then he goes in there and he runs into a cook or whatnot, and he's all like, yeah. So she's sitting here and she gives this speech about how she sat here more times than she'd like to count and seen people's, and every time she is inspired, but she never did anything. She never fought back. And every time we sit here and we don't do anything, the Empire just, oppresses us even more. And she's all like, and now I'm dead and I can't do anything about it. She's like, but we need to stand up and fight. She's like, fight, Ferrix, fight. And she gives this speech and it's okay. But I'm like, so I'm like, and this little simp right here sees his girlfriend, and it inspires them all to fight. And this guy goes in to shut it down. They shut it down. Hold on, I'm gonna get in there. And of course, they start fighting. And this guy hammering away, and he's all like, "Get in there, whatnot." He goes in to save Bix, and she's all like, "I had a dream that you came and saved me. You climbed over a wall." And he's like, "Bix, we gotta get out of here." Yeah, we gotta get out of here. And then this kid, he's mad and he throws his little pipe bomb, right? Hold on, let's back it up. And then that guy gets blasted. He's dead. The little snitch. Good. Snitches get stitches. And then that sets off a bunch of other explosions from the Empire, because this little case falls over and it just starts up a lot of other explosions. Anyways, everybody's knocked out. Then she runs in to save her girlfriend. She's like, "Oof, oof, I need to save my girlfriend." And then they just start fighting. And he's like, "Open fire," and they just start shooting people. There's a lot of pew pews and stuff, but there's only pew pews one way. These guys don't have pew pews. So then he gets got. Poor dude. Everybody, like, pretty much everybody dies here. And so, and then he's following her. She's following him, and he's all like, "What are you doing here?" And she stabs him. And then she leaves him in there. Something tells me he's not dead, but we'll see. It doesn't even matter if he is or not. It doesn't matter. So then, he goes in, he sees his dead friend. I don't know. He may think he doesn't deserve it, but I'm sorry. Snitches. No. You deserve nothing but what he got. You get got. This guy's still hammering away. The stormtrooper, hold on, I want to play this because the stormtrooper tries to come up there and he's like, ha, and he's like, bye, bitch, and then bam, he's like, ah, and I'm all like, yeah, don't go up to the tower. Who cares if he's donging away and everything? Nobody cares. She gets knocked on the ground and she can't get her blaster and everything, but he comes in and saves her. And she's all like, you. He's like, Serial. And she's like, yeah, I know your name. She's like, maybe I should have thank you and everything. And she's like looking at him like, oh, I want to kiss those sweet lips. And I'm all like, why? I'm like, you two are annoying. I don't like either one of these two. So then he's watching the fallout and he's just like, gotta get gone. And these two are packing up. He's in the ship because they're preparing the ship to get out of here because they're just gonna go. And then Andor shows up and this robot, Andor, and I'm all like, Caspian. I'm like, why are you lisping or stuttering? I'm all like, ugh, that's so obnoxious. So he gets Bix on there and he's like, you're not coming? And he's like, no, I'm not coming. And he tells her to go somewhere. I can't remember. I don't care. You don't care either. It probably playing not into this at all. Because like this is like, I don't remember any of these characters being in Rogue One, so something tells me they got also. So then they set off. Oh, and then back on the thing, she sells her daughter. She whores her daughter out to this kid and his family. Because this guy's a criminal, and they're very well dressed though. And he's now 14 or whatnot. And he's all like, yeah, he's like, meet your future wife. You're gonna be smashing that soon. And this kid is super happy about it. Like she looks like, hold on, let me see if they do the grin. Look at that. You can look at that grin. Look at that grin. She's like those kids that they're like, I'm not gonna smile, and then you're like, I see a smile, and they're like, and then they start to smile. They're like, I'm not smiling. That's how she is. But she's grinning. She's like so happy. She's like, I'm about to marry that. Like, look at her. She's so happy about it. This guy's drinking because he's an alcoholic. So then back on the outskirts, he sets back onto his ship and he's like, get us out here, stealth mode. And he turns around and there's Andor. And he's all like, you came here to kill me. And he's like, you haven't made it easy. He's like, well, I'm making it easy now. And he's all like, sees the blaster and he goes and picks it up. And he's all like, and he says something like, he's like, I'm gonna kill you now. And he's like, or you could take me in. And he hold on, I want to get the grin. Hold on, let me get the grin on his face because so then he gets the grin on his face. Shoot, he gets the grin on his face. He's all like, "Oh, I gotcha, bitch," because now he has an agent for life because this is a wanted man. He's a wanted man, and that means that he'll do anything. He'll walk, and that's why he takes the suicide mission in Rogue One because he knows that the Empire's out to get him. And he can't go anywhere without the Empire, looking for him. And what a better, tool in your toolbox. So then let's hold on. So then that's where the season finale ends there. But then we got a post-credit scene, you guys, which I'm going to play out for you. So then we go to the post-credit scene. We get these robots and they're slicing away at this stuff. And these are the rivets. These are the rivets that they were building on that prison planet. And I knew it was because when one of the prisoners was all like, I wonder what the building they're using to build these things for. And I'm all like, it's the Death Star, because that's what it is. So they're building this thing. These robots are putting this crap in there. And look, it's all these little things, these rivets to build a big rivet. Then this is a ring, there's another ring, and it's to build the inside core of the Death Star. There's the Death Star, which is looking very cool. But it just, it just shows the little cogs of the mechanism. And that's where the season ends. But this was the season finale. And I just go, listen. Like my mother always says, listen. This episode was not that great. And I feel like out of all the episodes, this is on the bottom of the episode levels. I would say that the best scene was the spaceship battle between what's his face, Stellan Skarsgård's character, and that Star Destroyer with the antenna on the front, or the satellite dish on the front. But that was what, 20 seconds? And then like the prisoner escape scene was kind of part was cool, but that was what, 5 minutes? I'm like, that's the thing about this show. There's little tiny scenes that are good, but the overall, like, it just sucks. You know? And that's the season finale. I'll do a season 1 review. I'm gonna do a collab with another creator, but this is just, I just didn't care for this season, like, at all. Yeah, it's just bad. This finale, let's talk about the finale. The finale was just not good. It was very lackluster. I feel like if you're gonna do, I feel like season finales, either the penultimate episode should be like, wow, or the season finale. Because I totally get it, because Game of Thrones used to do that. They used to do the penultimate episode used to be a big battle, and you're all like, you know, you'd be like the Battle of the Bastards, and you're like, oh, that was so good. That battle was really, really good. And then you'd have the season finale, which was good, but you're just like, it was good, but it wasn't as good as that penultimate episode. If they would have done that, I would have been like, okay, that's fine. But they didn't do that, because the penultimate episode wasn't that great either. I mean, like I said before, that spaceship battle was the only good thing in it, and like that was like 30 seconds, and a 30-second good scene does a good episode does not make. All right, you guys, I'm gonna end it there just because I feel like I've talked way too much. Sorry, I'm a Yenta. I get it from my mother. But I just want to say that I didn't like this season. I didn't like the show so far overall. But I'll talk about it more in my season 1 review. Hopefully I can get to it. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought about this finale. Did you like it? Did you not like it? How do you feel about it? Who's your favorite character? It has to be Stellan Skarsgård. That's the only one that's interesting. But yeah, tell me all your thoughts about this. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next whatever Star Wars video. You guys have a good day. May the Force be with you. Bye.